Hi everybody, Sam from SAM1 Bird Products. Let's get stuck in to exhibition budgerigars. So what I'd like to talk about is all the different features that make a good exhibition budgerigar, along with what some of the faults are that we should be looking for to try and stay away from, or not to really push a lot of focus on whilst breeding. Things that you want to ideally not double up on, things that ideally you don't want to really lock into a stud of birds. So we'll have a look at some of those features now. Here we have a selection of birds that I've taken out of the flight. Please bear in mind these haven't been prepared for a show, so the condition is not as they would be whilst they're being shown. But here we have 6 different birds. In this first cage on the left is a golden-faced cobalt cockbird. Next to him is a normal cobalt cockbird. You've then got in the central cage here a normal sky blue cock on the left, a normal grey cock on the right. And then in the final cage, you've got a normal grey-green hen, if she decides to perch, along with a normal sky blue hen. Now again, as I said, these unfortunately are not prepared for a show. They've not been washed, sprayed, prepared at all. I have despotted them quickly. Not a great job, but just despotted them to try and show them off a little bit better than they were looking. These are birds that have been breeding, that are rested in the flight. Hopefully some of these might get shown later on in the year, depending on how they look and how they perform. So some of the features that I'd like to go through. If you look at these 2 birds here, again, like I say, the show condition actually isn't there currently, but looking at the features, the bird on the left stands nice, got a good shape to him. He's blowing, so on the top of his head, the cap is coming forward. That is a nice feature that we're looking for. Nice deep mask, nice overall shape and power to the bird without being too big. The bird on the right sits slightly differently, hasn't got the overall presence and deportment as the bird on the left. Again, it's a wide bird though, with a nice shape, nice length of mask. Better spot size on this bird. The bird on the left, spots are slightly smaller. We are looking to make them as big as possible and as round as possible. We've then got the 2 birds here in the centre. The bird on the left again, nice shape, nice style. Nice and wide through the face, nice length on the top, nice overall body length. Good length for the mask again. The spots could do with being slightly larger and rounder. The bird on the right, probably the best that we've seen so far is in shape wise. This is the kind of shape we're looking for. This width through the face, this blow and frontal rise on the cap, good length for mask, good overall shape of spots. This bird here is displaying a show fault though, as you can see within the top of the head, the cap there, it has got the black lines. This is a form of flecking, ticking, as people would call, but it's not the round spots that you see on the end of every feather like normal. This is actually through the main shaft of the feather. So you can see there that those black lines are ruining the appearance of that bird's face, unfortunately. And then the 2 birds here again, grey-green hen on the floor, messing about like earlier. Never been in a showcase, to be fair. Never had any preparation or training. The bird on the right, again, bad condition today as in show preparation. But again, a good, solid, powerful hen, wide through the face, good overall shape and shoulder. Spots could do with being slightly bigger. If I'm being picky, they're good size, but not necessarily good enough. Whereas the hen on the floor, she has larger spots and a good shape to them. But if she was to get onto the perch, the overall shape of this hen isn't as good or as powerful as the sky blue on the perch. Something that I try and do when assessing the birds at a young age is obviously when they're in the nest box, you're trying to look for certain features and certain feathers coming in the right places, right areas. Hopefully, whilst in the nest, you can see the potential, because something we're looking for is width across the face. You will see where the pin feathers are going, so you should be able to identify that at an early stage. The overall length of mask, hopefully you should be able to see, because if the mask is quite up and high, it's probably never going to be a deep mask bird, unfortunately, but you would usually like to see a lot of white or yellow across the front of the mask. And also the overall size of the birds. This can vary, because obviously birds can develop, they can mature. But again, hopefully within the nest, if you can see a good, solid young bird, bit of weight to it, bit of power, bit of presence already, hopefully that is going to be a good shaped and good developed bird for later on. So assess them when they're in the nest box. Something we then do, we've got these nursery cages here, like a double stock cage, they're about roughly twice the size of the actual breeding cages. So when they leave the nest, we want to see them feeding, hopefully perching and being quite confident. Then we'll take them away, put them into the young bird stock cages here, the nursery cages. They get put into batches, so the youngest start off in the bottom, they then get moved up, that cage gets cleaned out, move them up again, and so on and so on. Once all four are full, the oldest of that batch are actually at the top, the youngest of that batch at the bottom. Sometimes it could only be a week difference because of the volume that we breed, but they're in batches in that respect. At this age as well, again, we like to try and assess them, view them for the different features that we're looking for, width across the face, overall power and presence of the birds. This is a good stage to assess them, because they've lost some of the puppy fat, they're feeding themselves, they're being a bit more active at this stage, they're chasing each other around, and hopefully you can see them at that stage as well. So if you like them in the nest box, you like them at this stage, you're probably going to like them later on. We then personally move them from here to a trolley cage. The trolley cage is then roughly 4 foot long, 3 foot high, 16, 18 inches deep. Hopefully that way, again, there's more space, they're being a bit more mobile, they're learning to fly. Again, you've assessed them then. Ideally, then it's either make or break. You either keep them or you move them on. But some birds, because they might be the only one off a certain pairing, it could be the fact that it's a particular colour you try to breed. Some of these birds you will keep and run on for that period of time. Right guys, so that was a little bit about exhibition budgerigars. Something I'll do in another video is show you some other faults that we need to be looking for. Because like I say, if you do pair too many of these birds up with faults, or pair birds together that share the same fault, you are locking it in. And this is something that we need to be aware of, because if you would like to show your birds, or if you would like to breed a good representation of the budgerigar, then one, it needs to be fully feathered, it needs to be able to fly, it needs to be clean, none of this flecking that you've seen in some of the images. They need to be a real good example, hopefully. So the more of these faults you can stay clear of, or if you have to use them wisely. Don't try and breed with too many of these type of birds. But hopefully you've learned something, and I'll do some more videos on different features again. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you like the videos, do give it a thumbs up and give it a like. I'm going to try and spend more time doing more of these videos to get budgies out there at the end of the day, so that more people hopefully can learn from it. We never do stop learning. You know, there's always something that happens, or you see something that you've not seen before. So hopefully with the power of YouTube and the power of the internet, let's get this knowledge and experience out there. Thanks a lot. Cheers.